Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman plays Slay the Spire. Gonna pop in with another defect run. Water run. Playing at Ascension 2, so there are more elites and normal enemies are a little harder. We are exactly 1 point away from the next unlock, so I feel pretty confident we're gonna get one. Upgrade is always nice. Max HP is always nice. Bunch of damage transforms mixed, and boss relic could be good. Let's see what the act looks like. Okay, so that's a lot of hallway fights. Where are the elites at? So there's 3 elites on the left, or on the right. Yeah, we could go 1, 2, 3. So 3 elites is the max number. We could get there a couple different ways. But we want to get some campfires. So if we go for the super elite, we only get 1 campfire the whole act, and it's a ton of hallway fights. That's kind of rough. This is 3 hallway fights. Then we could fight 2 elites, get another campfire, fight an elite. I think that's pretty good. We could also do 4 hallway fights and then a shop, but let's get the shop early. And I'm feeling like these are they're fine, but let's do a boss relic swap. Goodbye, holy water. Or pure water. Filtered through fine sand and free of impurities. It's time for Sacred Bark. Double the effectiveness of potions. Spicy. So that'll make shops extra good before elites. Alright. Let us... I think we probably take 1 to deal damage to a bunch of them. Or next turn we could Eruption 1 and Wrath the other. Let me see. So if this one is struck, it'll have 10 health, so that will not do it. But we could also defend next turn. I think it's going to be safe to play like this. So we could defend, strike. Okay, if we Eruption and then triple defend, that does it pretty well here. 1, 2, 3. And then if we draw 2 strikes, we can, in the same turn, we can kill it, or we can get into Vigilance. Cool. Oh, right. We are weak, so that does not kill it. But still, that is no damage. And they're dead. Alright, what's our first card? Protect. Evaluate Crush Joints. Crush Joints is a little worse than usual because we don't have holy water, pure water, so we don't have a miracle in our hand every fight, so we don't always have a skill to play first, but it's still good. Protect is good later, but I want to get some damage first. Tantrum is really strong pickup right away. We could get... No, we cannot get Tantrum and a potion, but I'm still going to get Tantrum. Do I want Swivel for cheap? I mean, it's better than skipping, but we have a chance to go to a shop here. Let's save our money. I don't think Swivel is that great just to play. Well, Swivel into Crush Joints is good, but I think we'll pass. We still want to be adding damage. Damage. Okay. We can probably go into Vigilance next turn. Let's do a bunch of damage right now. So that's 18, so 30 damage. But if we do this, it'll shuffle into our draw pile, and we can definitely kill next turn, or we can full block and hope to kill. Crush Joints is nice, but I don't think it quite does it. Tantrum guarantees we only take 2 damage. I'm worried we could take more than 2 damage if we delay this fight too long, so let's just do that. So Tantrum, so discussing the cards we picked up, by the way. So Crush Joints is an attack, deal 8 damage. If the last card you played this combat was a skill, apply 1 vulnerable. So that's nice to help our other attacks really pop off. And Tantrum, 3 damage 3 times. Enter Wrath, shuffle this card into your draw pile. Tantrum is a really prime card because you enter Wrath and deal 9 damage for 1 energy, and it scales really well with Strength, and because you deal damage multiple times, so if you can get Strength, it applies multiple times, and shuffling into your draw pile means it's often the only Wrath card you ever need. Bottled Miracle. Add 4 miracles to your hand. Ooh, Flurry of Blows is nice, but Meditate is really good. Meditate into Tantrum. No, sorry, we can't Meditate Tantrum because it's not in our discard pile. We could also just take a Bowling Bash to deal a bunch of damage early on. Let's get a Bowling Bash. We don't have any way to deal with multi-enemy fights. And you can see here it's pretty useful. So, let's see, we're being attacked for 14. We have only damage. So if we did Bowling Bash, that's 14 there. So we would need another 15 to kill it, so that would be 3 strikes. I mean, we could Bottled Miracle to block a bunch of damage here. Or we could just take our lumps, keep the potion. This is kind of a bad turn 1 hand. I think I'd like to save the potion, sacrifice a little health, so 26 damage won't kill that. Let's just do this. So we'll take 10, and it's a little sad, but that's okay. Alright. Liquid Memories, 2 cards back in your hand, really good. And I like a Cut Through Fate here. It's just we're still looking for regular damage commons. Common cards are these ones with the gray border. And this is just a nice 1 energy strike ++. Alright, and I think we do want to fight these 2 elites. Do we want to do another hallway fight first, or do we want to go shopping? I'm feeling frisky. We've got 2 decent potions. Let's do a hallway fight. Alright. What you got for me, Thief? You got 11 damage per turn. And it would have been really nice to draw Vigilance early. Because as is, I just don't feel like I can comfortably end turns in Wrath. But we'll take 6 more damage. Okay. So 9 plus 16 is 25. How cruel. How cruel. Ah, well, it is how it is. Do we want Liquid Memories or Bottled Miracle? I think we want to play a card here. Or do we, actually? Vigilance Defend. I think we have pretty good odds of killing it next turn if we get Tantrum. If we don't get Tantrum, we can use a potion. We got Tantrum. Okay, we keep our potion. Sash Whip is a nice way to apply Weak, but I'd like to get a Meditate, I think. Is there anything we really want to get back in our hand, though? I'm not sure, but it's a nice way to enter Calm and draw a card for next turn. Sash Whip is good. But we've added 4 attacks. I think we can afford to Meditate here. Alright, Gurgling and Grinding of Metals. So, we could trade some HP to try and get a relic, but we are trying to fight 2 elites in a row here. So the question we're asking ourselves is, suppose that we lose a bunch of HP and we have to spend our campfire resting instead of fighting elites. Is it worth it to get a random relic instead of a campfire? I don't know, but I think we can afford to fight these elites. I think we can afford to go into these fights with 40 HP. So let's go ahead and spend some. Okay, 4 HP, 35% chance. 5 HP, 45% chance. Okay, do we want to go down to 34? I mean, our odds are pretty good, but if we don't find it next turn, 65% by going down to 27. But what can I say? Sunk cost fallacy says we gotta do it. Yikes. Alright, I'm committed to resting, so let's get it. Sundial. Every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain energy. So I'm definitely going to rest here, because I would still like to fight these elites, and I feel confident that with these potions I can still make it work. Okay. Well, let us defend. Deal a little damage to that one, and let's get a crush joints back. Hopefully we can get a lot of damage this turn, but that is not the case. So next turn we've got both of our Wrath cards and a way to re-enter Calm. So if we did 8, then these would be 9 each. So 8 plus 18 is 26, which does not do that. But if we used our potion, we could kill that one this turn. And I think that's a good idea. Not that one, though. Let's use Liquid Memories. We'll go ahead and take Crush Joints again and another Strike. So that'll deal 12, and 9 is 21. Or we could deal 9, 9, 9. That doesn't block very well, does it? So we'll just do it this way. Block for 4. Feel pretty decent about that. And we've got Wrath into Bowling Bash. So this will deal 14 damage for each enemy, so that's 28. So we just have to deal 20 damage to it to kill it. So 9 plus 14 is 23. So 23 plus 28 will do it. So let's do that. It's so close. Alright. Let's draw that again, and do I want to end my turn in Wrath? Probably not. Let's take it easy. We could deal a bunch of damage to it, but I think we got other options. I'm not too worried about making it vulnerable because I don't think we're going to get past that artifact charge, so let's scry through Fate, defend, and defend. Do a little damage and just keep pumping it down. Okay, next turn if we get Wrath and some other damage cards, we're in a good spot, but that is not what we've gotten, so unfortunately we're just going to take 9 damage. It's how life is sometimes. That'll do it though. And Duvu Doll. For each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 strength. We currently have no curses, so it's 0 strength. Ooh, Judgment is really nice early on in the game. If the enemy has 30 or less HP, set their HP to 0. This is pretty useless, like, in later acts, but early on it's great. And Pantograph is awesome. It'll let us do an upgrade where we might otherwise have to heal. Alright, let's see what we get here. I'm interested in a Tantrum. I'm also interested in using Bottled Miracle. Well, adding a bunch of skills to our hand is pretty rough against Gremlin Knob, but if we can kill it quickly, it doesn't matter. So we could deal 9 plus 14 plus 12, so 35 damage this turn. And then Meditate. And if we deal 35 damage this turn, it's pretty low. Well, we always Tantrum here. And do I think we can get away with not doing this? If we just play Bowling Bash, then we have to do 53 damage. or 23 damage and then Judgment. I just don't think that's safe. Or wise. So let's strike and let's meditate to get our highest damage attack back. That'll be Cut Through Fate. Alright, I think we kill this turn. Yep. I'm not going to worry about the math here. It is very dead. Or Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Very nice relic. Let's take a Protect just to have a reliable block when we want it. We don't create any cards currently, so Master Reality, despite being a rare, is not really that exciting, and I don't think we need to value it right now. Let's upgrade a card. What do we want to upgrade? 2 vulnerable is nice. Upgrading a card that we just really like to play is respectable, and getting 2 cards when we meditate is pretty good. We're against Hexaghost, so we're going to have to deal a bunch of damage. I think we want to meditate here. Let's take an event into Campfire. I think we can definitely fight that elite. We can probably fight it with our current level of health. Do we want to enter Calm or deal slightly more damage? I think we want to enter Calm, because spending that energy will let us deal slightly more damage this turn. So let's deal 9. This will take it to 38, which will not split. I like a meditate here. Next turn, we can deal a bunch of damage and finish it off. Okay. There we go. There we go. And that's a fight. Consecrate. Consecrate is a nice way to just deal AoE damage. We do have a Bowling Bash though, and we have a Judgment against enemies with low health. I don't think we need an Empty Mind, do we? It is good. I mean, we have 2 Wrath and 2 Calm, so there is something to be said for it, leaving it. But card draw isn't necessarily that good while most of our cards are bad, because you draw more cards, but they're not better than the ones you already have. Let's take a Consecrate. Alright, and I think we can afford to upgrade without dying here. We just fought Gremlin Knob, so our opponent is either going to be Lagavulin or Sentries. Against Sentries, Judgment is really good. Against Lagavulin, the big danger against Lagavulin is if you can't kill it in time, and your attacks start doing less and less damage. So Judgment would also help against that. Against Lagavulin, I'd rather have, say, Crush Joints or something to just help us kill it faster. But Judgment will be really good against Sentries or Lagavulin, because the Sentries often have less than 40 max health. And that is not affected by artifact charges. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. So we can just play that to just destroy that one. We might want to deal 21 damage to something first. And since we have Orichalcum, I'm totally fine not blocking this turn. So let's see if we can destroy the front one next turn. Get it down to 14 health. Take 3 damage. Lovely, we get a Consecrate, so that'll deal 10. So we can do that. That. What do we even want here? Oops, do we not get to look? We don't get to look. I'll discard these, because why not? I don't think there's anything we want here more than... Yep, we can just meditate and get Judgment back. We have pretty good odds to get a potion from this fight, because we haven't seen one in a little while. Dreamcatcher, whenever you rest, you can add a card into your deck, and Flex Potion. So, Sacred Bark, Flex Potion, goes up to 10 strength for 1 turn. Very good. Alright, Wave of the Hand. Whenever you gain block this turn, apply 1 weak to all enemies. Worship, gain 5 mantra, lets us get Divinity eventually. Or, Carve Reality, deal 6 damage, add a smite into your hand, and smite is a 1 energy, deal 12 damage with retain and exhaust. I kind of like the idea of adding a smite into our hand just to prepare for a big finishing turn. We can meditate, crush joints, and tantrum, and then play a bunch of smites that we've saved up. And we're going to heal for 25 at the start of this fight, so let's upgrade a card. I think crush joints is the best upgrade here. 2 vulnerable is a lot of vulnerable. I kind of want to get both those cards with meditate. Ooh, and we get to keep a protect. Okay, let's take crush joints and, well, next turn it's going to do a very big attack. Could we kill it next turn with flex potion? So it's 10 strength, but with vulnerable that's 15 extra damage on each attack, and with wrath that's 30 extra damage on each attack, but we don't have that many attacks. I don't think we kill it next turn. Oops. I'm not sure if I was going to click Eruption, but that's fine. So, unfortunately I don't think we're actually going to play either of these. I think we're just going to protect and defend. So maybe not the best meditate, but at least it entered calm for us. Alright, I like to carve reality, get that smite waiting for us. And 6 extra damage, take 1 extra damage. I think that's a fair trade. We've reshuffled our draw pile. Worst case scenario, that attacks for 20, and I'm okay with that. Ooh. Flex Potion is very good with Tantrum, huh? Let's put that in our draw pile. Let's see what we get. I really want Vigilance or a bunch more damage. Defend is not good. Not exciting enough. But that said, I'll keep it. So we'll block for most of it. We'll hold on to this smite. Okay, we get a crush joints. And we could deal a bunch of damage, take 12, then probably kill it next turn. But I don't want to have to use the flex potion. Let's just enter calm. We've got 2 wrath sources coming up in the deck, so if that's what we want to do, we can do it. This turn it is not attacking, so I'm very excited about that. We have meditate next turn, so we can definitely enter calm if we want to. Okay. Let's erupt, and let's get one of those smites out there. We can do another next turn if we feel like it. 73 health, so actually 85 health. But even in wrath, it's not planning to kill us. So 24 plus 18 is 42. Plus 24 is 66, so we do not kill it this turn. But we get pretty darn close. And we'll hold on to those 2 strikes, I guess. And that's a fight. Rest in peace, Hex Ghost. So Brilliance is just an attack that deals 12 damage. Alpha, Omega, so Alpha, then Beta, then Omega is a really interesting set of cards. You play it, you spend 1 energy to shuffle a card into your deck, then that card spends 2 energy to shuffle it into your deck, then that card spends 3 energy for a power that deals 50 damage at the end of your turn to all enemies every turn. So it's really good, but you have to draw 3 cards, probably across multiple turns, and spend 6 energy to get that going. I'm not sure if that's really good for our deck right now. And Vault is just nice. Okay, youch. So Tiny House, pretty weak. Velvet Choker, energy, but you can't play more than 6 cards. Bad synergy with Consecrate. Bad synergy, kind of bad synergy with Smites. Or we could go for Slaver's Collar, and I think because we have a Judgment Plus, we're going to do pretty well against hallway fights. So we won't have extra energy, but anything with less than 40 HP will be able to just insta-nuke. So I think it's okay to take Slaver's Collar here, and we'll just try and fight a lot of elites. I can't believe we only saw 3 potions in that whole act. Speaking of which, we could go shopping and get more. So there's 2 elites here, 3, so we could do 3 elite fights, or we could take out the super elite. I want to get some question marks. We could get 3 question marks, elite, campfire, question mark. Then we could decide between elite, shop, question mark, elite, or campfire, question mark, elite. Yeah. I don't think we need to... We could go to 3 hallway fights and a shop, or 3 hallway fights and... So an extra question mark instead of a shop, basically. Do we want to go to a shop right away? Honestly, kinda. We got a bunch of gold, and buying potions is extra valuable for us. So, okay. Let's do this. Tantrum is nice against these enemies, but wow. They are just going very aggro, huh? Well, if we Tantrum this, it'll deal 1 damage 3 times, which isn't very good, but it will knock it down. But then these are attacking for double damage. So, since we can't knock 2 of them down, I think we just want to block, block, and carve reality on the weakest one. So we'll take 8 this turn, and there's nothing we can really do about that. Okay, Bowling Bash is going to be really good. It will instantly down 1 of them. Judgment will instantly down another. Well, Judgment will kill 1 of them. Bowling Bash will knock 1 of them down. And then we can oh, we have Orichalcum, so we don't need to block 6 damage. So... I want to Crush Joints after Judgment. But if I do it before Bowling Bash, then I'll have less enemies to fight. We definitely want to Judgment that one. Or do we just want to knock it down? Because this one is gaining strength, so maybe we... But it has less health, too. Okay. I think... So this deals 50% more damage if there's 3 enemies instead of 2, but it deals 50 more damage if it's vulnerable. So I think it's pretty much the same. So 5 times 2. Instead of what, like 3 times 3? Who knows? Well, I don't think we need to vault here, right? Next turn we could have Consecrate, Eruption, Cut Through Fate, which is pretty good. I mean, Eruption, Consecrate definitely kills. So let's wait a turn. So let's do that, and that, and... Let's just take those 2 back. Or we can take... Well, we can just take Judgment back. Judgment will do it. Alright, we took 8 damage on turn 1, but we've gotten through the rest of the fight pretty well. We get a potion, which is always good for our deck. And Prostrate is upgraded. Get 3 Mantra, 4 block. But I really... And Meditate lets us play this over and over again, get Mantra faster, but I'm really interested in Perseverance. I love Perseverance as a block card, it just really intrigues me. So, Perseverance, to explain, it is a card that retains, so it starts out as just a defend, but every time you retain it, its block gets stronger. So you just hold this in your hand, and the longer you hold it, the better it is. And that stays that way for the whole fight. 1 artifact is nice. It's especially nice for things like Flex Potion. Honestly, with Sacred Bark, having 1 artifact and then just buying really good potions to play on turn 1 seems really nice, right? Some of these cards are good too. Conclude is a good card, but it ends your turn, and we already have 2 other cards, Meditate and Vault, that end our turn. So at a certain point we worry, like, how many times can we end our turn? I really like Clockwork Souvenir here. So we could take... These are interesting powers. I really like the card, Like Water. I don't just like water. I like water. But... I don't know if it's... I mean, it's a nice defensive thing, and Like Water is nice with Meditate, because a lot of times we want to end our turn and column with Meditate. So we could Like Water card remove. We can afford that for 153, or we could get that to deal a bunch of damage to multi-attacking enemies. Or we could get this to just heal up a little bit. I mean, Blood Vial is very nice sustain, and if we're really thinking about using... Then again, we already have Pantograph to heal us a bunch. And we have Dreamcatcher, which makes it so that resting at campfires is better than normal, so if we want to heal that way, we get a bonus. So I don't think we want something else to help us heal. We've already got a strong healing option and a healing synergy, and free block every turn. Bronze Scales would have been really nice against the birds we just fought. We don't have a ton of damage yet. And we're going to be fighting the Collector. Bronze Scales is okay against multiple enemies. You know what, I think Like Water and remove a strike is actually pretty good here. So, that's good with a small deck. Duvu Doll is actually good with a big deck, because if you add curses to your deck, that way you can skip removing them, get some strength, and if you have a really big deck, you draw them less often, but Duvu Doll on its own is not a good reason to not remove strike there. We could strike Judgment. We could Vault, but I think we really want to play Judgment here, so I'm okay with taking 11 damage. If we Flex Potioned, we would deal 19 damage, and then... So 16 times 2, 32, so 51 damage. And that would kill one enemy, but Strike Judgment also kills one enemy. Alright, let's take 11. And get that done. Orichalcum is gonna... Sorry, we take 5. I should really remember Orichalcum. It's coming through for us big time. I would like to draw a Perseverance this turn. So this turn we can Protect. And next turn we'll have a nice 7 block. Next turn we have Vigilance, Tantrum, Crush Joints, Card Reality. So that's going to be, let's say that's 9. Then, so 9, 29, and then another 12. So 41 damage. Yeah, okay, we can just full block this turn, and we can kill next turn. Because we know what 5 cards we're going to get. Is it better to Crush Joints first? It deals 10 less damage, but then this deals 6 more, and this deals... what? 3 more? So it's worse. But it's dead anyway. Okay, we get a Weak Potion. That's pretty nice. Follow Up is one way to get energy. We could Evaluate, get a little extra card draw when we want it, or we could just chill. I don't think we have anything that makes Just Lucky or Follow Up especially good. Evaluate is okay. I mean, this Flex Potion, if we wanted to, we could take it all the way to the heart. Like, 10 strength for just for the whole fight is really good. We may not take it that long. We may want it before then, but it really helps us with boss wheeler. We couldn't otherwise heal. I'll take an Evaluate. Let's get the event before we add a card to our deck. Okay, choose one of 20 cards to add to your deck. Okay. Lots of choices here. So Protect is another block. We got one. Not interested. Weave. We don't scry much. Nah. Fear no evil. We have a Meditate and our Vigilance, so I'm okay with not having that. So we don't have any really big attacks. We have Judgment, but that's only good later in the fight. So we could take Reach Heaven as a big attack. Study is interesting if you just want to draw a lot of cards eventually. Inner Peace draws a lot of cards. We could also just take another Like Water and just have some really strong block stuff going on. I think I'm okay with that. I do like blocking. Okay, Tantrum will take that thing out, but it will also buff that. We could also just Vault, but I think I like Water, Defend. Or we could do a Skill Potion. Let's see what a Skill Potion gives us. So you could wave of the hand to apply a bunch of weak to them. I think let's Protect here. Let's knock that down, and we can enter Wrath and just... I mean, do we want to use our other Protect? Why not? Okay, so we don't take any damage, we got a power in play, and we get to end our turn in Wrath to blast that thing. So we can just Judgment that. And I think that makes sense to do. Am I willing to end my turn in Wrath? Our draw pile has some attacks. Is there any way we can kill this turn? This is 10 damage to all enemies. So we could do 30 damage to this. Okay, there's no way we're getting within range of Judgment without a potion. Alright, let's just do this the simple way. I think we would like to apply a bunch of Vulnerable and do a bunch of damage. Because we do have a Meditate in our deck. And, oh hey, Artifact has negated the nasty thing it was going to do to us. So it's going to be 21 damage, 27 damage, and... So 18 plus 27 is enough. No potion required. Flurry of Blows is pretty good, I think. Just lets us play a lot of attacks. And we are going to be changing stances pretty often. We got a lot of stance changing cards, so let's take one of those. Okay, we do finally have 4 energy here. Do we want to go into Wrath? Just to kill these little things. It's a little risky, but I'd like to give it a shot. So, let's do it like this. Now I got a Smite in our hand, so we can big damage on that. This thing is probably going to do question marks and resummon new things. Cool. So we can do Tantrum, Strike, and then probably Like Water Meditate. The Smite will be waiting for us. So let's Meditate back a Consecrate and an Eruption, I think. We'll see if this attacks or buffs this turn. It is buffing, so it looks like Eruption, Consecrate. Let's make it vulnerable. Then let's do a Flurry of Blows. Then let's do a bunch of damage with that. A bunch of damage with that. And that's the fight. Max HP is nice. Alright, we could take a Battle Hymn, gives us a bunch of smites. We already kind of have a Carve Reality for that. Battle Hymn is nice in Act 1, but I think at this point we're looking for better ways to deal damage. We could take Halt, which is a good block card if we're in Wrath, and with a Eruption and a Tantrum, We can get use out of this pretty often. We don't have a lot of card draw. I'm going to give Halt a shot here. Lots of health, so we definitely upgrade. Upgrading a Like Water is really nice in long fights. Upgrading a Flurry Blows is just a general safe thing to do. Upgrading a Perseverance is fun, but this is, you know, an extra 1 block, you know, makes one card a little better, but Like Water can also give reoccurring benefits. And we don't have to draw it again. I think I'd like to make Like Water better. It's a tough choice, because our offense isn't amazing, but I think I still want to make our defense better. We could also make Carve Reality better, so that instead of just like a strike, it's actually an okay attack that gives us might into our hand. Bowling Bash and Consecrate upgrades are interesting in some of these multi-enemy fights. We know we're fighting Collector, so we know these will be useful cards in those fights. But I think I'd like to make our defense better. I'm going to upgrade Like Water. Take another event. Ooh, this is a rough event. So we could gain 5 max HP, lose 20 HP. So that, gaining max HP is nice. We could take a Curse just for Duvu Doll, just to gain 1 strength. Is it worth having a bad card in your deck to gain 1 strength? With Flurry of Blows, maybe. And that's not the worst curse. You know what? It's kind of a fun thing to try. Let's give it a shot. You lash out and smash the statue in front of you, breaking the magical hold the room had placed upon you. A dark wail echoes all around you, and you can feel the cursed magic seep into your bones. Whetstone, upgrade 2 attacks. Carve Reality, does more damage, and Eruption costs 1. Cool. I think we would like to fight 2 elites here, instead of just 1. We'll get the other one on the next act. Okay, we can full block. We can play all our cards, so let's play all our cards. So we get a power into play. We deal a tiny bit of damage, really just a tiny bit. I mean, I would like to Tantrum, but I gotta see what we draw. I'll take an Insight. Yikes. I would really love a way to enter Calm. I think this is a good enemy to give 6 weak. I really want a Tantrum in my deck, but I do not feel comfortable taking 8 times 3 this turn. Do I want to block for 12, or do I want to deal 15 damage? So block for 6, actually, because Orichalcum is covering 6. I think I'd rather do 15 damage, because I want to save the Protect. We don't have... Both of our Wrath cards are gone from our deck, so we might be here a while. Okay. We can make it vulnerable, and we can play another power. We could just defend, but let's get another power out there. Just give me a way to enter Calm, please. Okay, so now we are fully blocked. We meditate next turn, but our discard pile is empty because it's on the bottom of our deck. Do I want to deal 19 damage right now? I think I'd rather wait. Alright, we're getting attacked for 20. Vault is nice with Perseverance, but we can't Vault and Meditate. We're blocked for 12 already. So if we just defend, strike. This blocks for 3, but we can get it back. Let's take back a Perseverance and a... I don't know, I guess just a strike. So that's 20 damage, then it does a big attack, then next turn I think it does a bigger one. We are We can fully block with 1 defend here, save the perseverance. Sadly, that does not quite do it. I think it's worth saving this for Wrath. Alright. Okay, so we can kill it this turn, right? So that's going to be 12 plus 22. Yeah. So let's make it vulnerable. So we're playing a skill and then crush joints to make it vulnerable, so the rest do more damage. But luckily it's not a huge deal. Juzu Bracelet. No more normal fights in question mark rooms. I'm into that. I think I would like an Empty Fist, maybe? Do I want to leave Wrath that much? No, I think I just want to enter Calm. I don't really want to leave Calm with Empty Fist. Rushdown is nice. We don't have a ton of card draw. And on our Wrath turns, we do want to deal a bunch of damage. I'm okay with a Rushdown here. I would like a shop, question mark? I don't have any money, but we could get potions. Okay. So vulnerable is alright. Energy is alright. Explosive potion, could be good against this boss. I think I'd like to get a mental fortress. Whenever you change stances, gain 4 block. That's nice if we're entering and leaving Wrath and Calm. So we can just take a bunch of powers, I guess. This is better than normal because it does 4 damage. Thanks to Doo Doll, but it's still not that great. We cannot buy both of these. But I like powers. And I don't think Just Lucky is good here. We just don't have enough card draw to play a bunch of 0-cost cards. Ooh, okay, the book. So the book could be Necronomicon, which is pretty bad, because we don't have literally a single card that works with it. But the other two are pretty nice. And I like the book. So we read the book, we lose 6 HP to see what it is. 10 HP to get it. We don't even get to see what the book is. Alright, let's give it a shot. In Kyridian, at the start of each combat, add a random power card into your hand. It costs 0 for that turn. Cool. Also, if we had taken Necronomicon, which is one that... So, okay, I'll explain a bit about this event. You spend a bunch of HP to get the book, but there are 3 different books it could possibly be. There's Enchiridion, there is Nilri's Codex, which we've had before in previous runs. There is a video titled Praise Nilri. Good place to find out about that relic. And there's Necronomicon, which makes it so the first attack you play each turn that costs 2 or more is played twice. It's very strong if you have big attacks, so we don't have any, but it also adds a curse into your deck that you cannot remove by any means. That's okay with Doo Doll. Fight another elite here. This fight is actually very scary. I think we're going to have to use our Flex Potion here. So then we just do what we can to survive. Okay, so we're down to 20, but we have a bunch of strength. I mean, Tantrum Vault gets a lot done. But then we lose our Meditate. There's also Tantrum, Strike. So 12 will go to 24, so it would definitely kill that. We do Rushdown, Tantrum, then draw more cards, probably Meditate. So if we Tantrum Meditate, as long as we kill this one, we do not die this turn. If we Vault, though, it's probably nice, right? We could also Meditate back that Consecrate. But we have to do another hallway fight before we get to the campfire. And I don't want to die to a hallway fight, that's just embarrassing. Let's play it medium safety. Alright, we get Flurry of Blows. That's an important thing to consider. I'm going to take another turn. Cool. So that'll deal a bunch. And that'll do that. Okay, so that was a scary elite fight, but we got through it. Whenever you add an attack into your deck, upgrade it. I would like one of these. These are not attacks, but they are upgraded anyway. So do we want to enter Calm on demand or enter Wrath on demand? I think we want to enter Calm on demand, because we've got 2 copies of Like Water. And it makes it, if we have Tranquility, it's a lot safer to go into Wrath. Okay, so this is a difficult hallway fight. I do not think it is safe to play Eruption this turn. Let's just start working on that cultist. We want to kill the cultist first, unless we can kill this thing really fast. So this thing is going to be scarier for the first like 3 or 4 turns, but then after that this is really scary. So if we can kill both of them within 3 or 4 turns, it's good to kill the Chosen first, because it's scarier sooner. But the cultist, if you don't kill it, it can just get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's not good news. So we could deal 10 and play a power. Or we just vault. I don't really like this hand. I'm okay not playing a power. Let's try again. Okay. So that's 18. And that. And we can play some powers. And we can save Tranquility. No need to play it this turn. It's going to try and do a debuff on us, but we had 1 artifact, so the debuff doesn't happen. So if we're in Calm, we're going to be fully blocked here. We've got a Tantrum in our deck, and I think we'd like to draw a lot of cards when we're in Wrath. I think that'll be more valuable than playing 1 Bowling Bash now. Okay, so our next 5 cards have have good attacks. So if we just block this turn, add an Insight, why not? I mean, let's do this turn. I'm okay just making it happen this way. I really love that Meditate. And oh hey, we get a Judgment. Let's draw the Strike this turn. Draw the Judgment next turn. So now we can strike, defend, and Tranquility. So now we are fully blocked thanks to 12 free block at the end of the turn. And we know we get a Judgment next turn, so we're going to do that. Also, we're in Divinity, so that power from Enchiridion is doing some cool stuff for us. Nothing in our deck cares how we end a fight. Dex Potion is really nice. 4 Dexterity is just a good thing to have. Another Tantrum. I mean, we do really like Tantrum. And it is a way to change Wrath status a lot. It is a way to change our stance a lot with Rushdown, Mental Fortress, and Flurry of Blows. But I don't think it's... 1 is kind of what you need. We could do a Wreath of Flame. That's kind of spicy and also not really good. So Wreath of Flame is good with, for example, Tantrum. So instead of 3 4 times, it would deal 11 4 times. And if you're Wrath, that's 22 4 times. It's good, but every other card in our deck, it's just... Tantrum is our only multi-attack. I like a Third Eye, especially if we're taking curses. Scry is extra valuable. Okay, we are going to get up to 33 at the start of the next fight. I think we can kill that thing with 33 health, especially if we decide to use the Dex Potion. I could upgrade another Like Water, or I could upgrade a Mental Fortress. Bowling Bash is a pretty good upgrade in this fight as well, because we just really want to take out those little ones before they get too scary. I think I'm going to do that. Alright, Pantograph. Heal me up Sorry, not 33, 43. Yikes. Oh my goodness, and we get a Deva form as our zero cost power. At the start of your turn, gain energy and increase this gain by 1. Cool. What do we got? We got a Like Water, we got a Perseverance. We don't know that we have a way to leave Wrath. We know that we have 2 cards that don't leave Wrath. So let's take it easy. Alright. So we got 5 energy worth of cards. I think we might want to use the Dex Potion in this fight. This is a rough turn 1. So we get a little extra block. Then we'll start working on this front one. Do we want to get a Like Water in play, or do we want to just take 7 less damage? I think we want to block for 7. Wait, hold on. We have enough energy to do all of the above. What am I doing? Yikes. Okay, we have a lot of energy this turn, of course. And we're just going to keep getting more. So, do we want to Vault this turn, or do we want to Meditate? I mean, Meditate blocks for 5. And Orichalcum blocks for 6 first. So, we're totally blocked if we just Meditate. We could get our Perseverance back and our Eruption. I think we want an Eruption. If we do Eruption Consecrate, that actually does it. To kill the little one. Right? Because this is normally 5, but it goes to 6 from Duvut Doll. So that goes to 12, and yikes. 12 is less than 22. I don't know why I was thinking it would double the doubling. Let's get back a Perseverance. No. Yeah. Nah. We'll take a Carve Reality. It guarantees we can spend a bunch of energy on attacks, and right now, with 7 energy per turn and growing, we want that. So 11 damage will clean that up nicely. That draws a bunch of cards. 22. That does 26. But we can get that back if we do something else. I'll take a Mental Fortress. I'm not interested in Judgment right now. So let's do a Smite onto the big one, and a Vigilance to get our Flurry of Blows back and take out that one. So it's going to do a big debuff on us. We're going to block the first one, which I think is Vulnerable. Vulnerable is a good thing to block. So then we get Weak and Frail. No, it blocked Weak, so then we get Vulnerable and Frail. Yikes. But we have 8 energy. Alright, let's start changing stances. We Tantrum drew itself. I should have played a Value at first, actually. But that's okay. We are plenty fully blocked. Actually, I don't think I needed to play Protect there. Tantrum is going to draw cards, so let's do that. Those aren't the best cards to draw. But we have a Meditate, a Vigilance, and a Vault in there. All of those solve our Wrath problem. Cut Through Fate and Insight help us probably get there. I'm fine with this. Okay, 63 damage, but we have a Meditate. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. We'll draw the Eruption, then we will go into Vigilance. Then we'll go into... Sorry, we're going into Calm, then we're going into Wrath. Every time we change stances, we're getting 4 block from Mental Fortress, and every time we enter Wrath, we're drawing 2 cards from Rushdown. Now we scry our deck. I like a Crush Joints, and an Insight. Then we are already fully blocked. So let's take back and Eruption. And we can finish with Judgment, that's fun. Alright. Prepare to be judged. I love the text on that. Regen Potion. Gain 10 regen. So that's going to heal 10 the first turn we play it, then 9, then 8. This is really good with Sacred Bark. 5 regen. It heals 15 health over 5 turns. This one, it takes 10 turns to do it, but it heals 55 health total. We don't need another Judgment. Scrawl does give us a lot of card draw, but we don't usually need that unless we have Deva form. I really like Establishment. Whenever a card is retained, reduce its cost by 1 this combat. That is good with... So that is good with Perseverance. Goes down to 0. That is good with Protect. That is good with Carve Reality because the Smite retains. And most importantly, it is good with Meditate because then we can make any 2 cards in our deck cost 1 less. So I like Establishment here. Boss Relic. Energy but no upgrades. Transform, Strikes, and Defends. Or 3 relics and a curse. Energy and no upgrades seems pretty reasonable because whenever... Then we can take a risky path and we can just rest at rest sites, and Dreamcatcher will let us add a card, so that's pretty good. Calling Bell would give us 3 relics and a curse. The curse isn't... It's just a card that doesn't do anything, so it's not that bad, and it does give us 1 strength. So really, it's kind of like 1 extra relic, so it's kind of like give us 3.5 relics. But we only have 3 energy in a lot of fights. I'd like to have 4 on regular fights and 5 on boss fights, and frankly, I don't know, I think Calling Bell would be cute, but I think Fusion Hammer is better, right? Then again, we don't have a ton of card draw. We really don't. And our cards aren't very expensive. So, maybe Calling Bell is worth a shot. You know what? I'm going to try it. It's fun. So, we get the Curse of the Bell, which is to say we get 1 more strength. And we get Nunchaku, the Courier, and Calipers. So, Nunchaku, long-time viewers of the channel should be very familiar. Has served us well in a couple runs here. Just taking a sip of my tea, which is cold by now. Some nice flower tea, Chinese, and I was a terrible person and added some honey to it, but it tastes good. So, Nunchaku is nice. Courier, we had it last run, I think. So just reduce shop prices. I like it, and it's great for buying lots of potions. And Calipers, if you can block for a ton once, then you don't lose it. So that's nice. I mean, you lose it slowly. Okay, so we do have Slaver's Collar. Wow. So we want to go this way, because we gotta fight the Super Elite to fight the Heart. We could fight just the Super Elite, but we could fight up to... No, we gotta fight 1. So yeah, we could fight 2 Elites, but we could also fight 1, 2, 3, 4 Elites pretty much in a row. That's very spicy. Let's take some events and a shop first and see how we feel. We do have Regen Potion, which is really huge healing. Master Reality seems nice. Okay. We could Vigilance or Eruption Strike just to do a little extra damage. So we'd go Vigilance, then we'd go Eruption Strike Evaluate, then we'd go Tranquility. We played Master Reality, so when we create this Insight, it's actually going to be an Insight Plus, which is the same card, but it draws 3 instead of 2. But then we don't get to keep the Tranquility, and that seems kind of risky. We could also just, you know, block for 14, take some, move on. But it would, with 2 strength, this does 11 instead of 9, and from 6 to 8 means it goes from 12 to 24 in Wrath. So that's 35 damage to one of them. I think 35 damage to one of them is a pretty noble cause. We'll get started on this middle one. And we will re-enter calm so that we don't just absolutely eat everything right to the face. Okay, like water, defend third eye. I like crush joints. We could also do 12 plus 12. We could kill that one, but it's not attacking us this turn, and these are. Let's take it easy. And third eye. Let's discard Flurry of Blows, because when we change stances we'll get it back, and I do like these two. Okay, we will take another 7 Youchers. Youchers, so 12, and then another, with that, 14, so we can deal 26 damage. We can't kill anything, can we? Oh, woe is us. No, wait, this is an upgraded Spire. So instead of 12 base damage, it does 16 base damage. And that's actually 18, so this is 12 plus 18, so that's 30 damage. So we still cannot kill anything, but it's neat. I think we do want to get a smite in our hand, so we'll take a little extra damage to make that possible. But yeah, youch. We're just getting hit this fight. We don't have a lot of good offense. Okay, now we have Bowling Bash and Consecrate. We have a lot of good offense. So Bowling Bash is 36. If we like water here, and that blocks for 12, plus Orichalcum. So if we just like water here, we'll fully block one of them. So that's 36, and then this is 7 to all, and then this is 18. So that will totally do it. Let me see, 36. Yeah, we always want to do this one. Okay, we will not play all the powers. I think this may be a bit of a flaw with the deck, is we have a lot of powers, but we don't have a ton of really good front-loaded cards. This turn sucks. Yikes. Let's try again. Okay, this is better. See, we do have cards that are good against these enemies. Just not these cards. We could get Cut Through Fate and Strike, and that'll kill that one, right? Yeah, because this gets us a Flurry of Blows. Then we draw this. Then we draw Tantrum again, and we do that. Cool. We get a Stance Potion. Enter Calm or Wrath. So that's really nice. We can just switch stances whenever we like. Unfortunately, Sacred Bark has no effect on this. Do we want another Perseverance? That's another card that is good eventually, but slow right now, and we need cards that are good right now. Our deck is very bad at being good right now. I like Wave of the Hand. We don't have any way to apply weak to enemies, and it's pretty valuable. Our Act 3 boss is going to be Dona Deku. This is also a good way to get rid of artifact charges. We could evaluate. But just to get a card that blocks for 10 up front, I'm going to take her Wave of the Hand, though. Phytosphere for Rare Wallet. So one unfortunate thing is, even though this is a very difficult fight, it is not technically an elite fight, so we only get 3 energy to play with. Okay, Enchiridion has given us a Like Water, and I guess we take 32 damage, huh? This fight might take a while, and we might die, so let's start healing. Well, we definitely want to carve reality, and we want to start on the small one. So we get a little extra energy there. So let's just do this. So take 32, block 6, and heal for 10. So actually, take 16. And we're still healing up a bunch. So it's 15, plus 28 is 43, plus 16 is 59, so we can kill that one and then Stance Potion to re-enter Calm. I think that's going to be necessary. Because if these things, they gain strength every turn and they attack every turn, so if we don't kill one of them, it just gets really bad. So 28 and 16, and then let's enter Calm. I like this art. You don't see this art often, but this is what Wrath looks like, and this is what Calm looks like. So this is, you know, the Watcher just letting her hair down, letting it out, relaxing, and then here when it's time to just use the laser stick, I guess. Let's be calm, please. So now we are blocked for 13, thanks to Mental Fortress changing stances into Wrath and then into Calm, so that's 8 block. We get another 5 from Like Water, we heal another 9. Another Like Water is pretty nice. We do want to block here. So we'll take 2 damage, but we'll heal 8. And if we can keep doing that, we're in good shape. How long can we keep doing that? We do have to kill things eventually, right? Let's Third Eye. Okay, so we have a Meditate coming up. That's really nice. And a Cut Through Fate. But we still cannot afford to play a Tantrum here. So it's attack for 25, so if we defend, we block for most of it, and then we can Establishment to get this Protect discounted. So we keep healing. We have a cheap Protect in our hand. Alright. There's some things I'd love to draw. Those aren't either of them. But do I want to Vault next turn? Yes, I definitely want to Vault next turn. Because Vault lets us heal extra from Regen Pot. So it could gain a bunch of block. This blocks more and does a little damage. Yes, we're only taking 1 this turn. What do we want to get back? Let's get back some extra block, right? Yeah, that'll retain, and Vault will make it retain extra good. And I don't know, Crush Joints. Now it costs 0. So we can make it vulnerable. I mean, these are some good cards to play, but we can just Vault. And we gain health, and it doesn't gain strength. And the next turn, we have Rushdown Eruption, so we can... It'll be vulnerable, so that's not... 9 turns into 11, 11 turns into 16, so 16 damage, draw 2 cards. If it doesn't work out, we have Tranquility. That seems pretty good to me. This is 11 blocks, we could block for 22, and then that's actually 27, down to 22, so we would heal for 4, but we would also do that. But we can also go into and out of Wrath. Let's get that almost dead. Not quite. Okay, so we're blocked for 28, down to 24, so let's play Perseverance, heal for a little more from that Regen Potion, and kill it this turn. So we have spent a lot of resources for our rare relic here, but what can I say, they're good. So that's 13, plus 10 is 23. It's attacking a bunch. It's time to finish this. Threaded Needle. Start each combat with 4 plated armor, so that's an extra 4 block at the end of each turn. Works really well with Orichalcum, so now on turn 1 we block for 10 without playing anything. Another Flurry of Blows could be good. Another Cut Through Fate could be good. I think we need more card draw, and we need more, especially with these curses, scrying is really good. Because we really want to look at those and say, no thanks. Ooh, okay. We have 263, so this always gives us more gold total. I really like Talk to the Hand. Mental Fortress is okay. Another Tantrum, I don't know. And then there's a bunch of potions. Talk to the Hand, I think we gotta take. Weave, we can play whenever we scry. How often do we scry? 1, 2, 3 cards in our deck scry. For perspective, we have a Flurry of Blows, which activates every time we change stances, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that change stances. I'm not counting Meditate, because when you meditate, you can't play the Flurry of Blows that turn. So Weave could be interesting. Do we want another Tantrum? Do we want a Mental Fortress? I like another Mental Fortress. Fasting. Fasting is good with Clockwork Souvenir, but if we draw it later in the fight, it's kind of scary. I don't know if I want Fasting here. Centennial Puzzle draws a lot of cards, or we could just buy some potions. I mean, Tantrum is really good with extra strength, but we do already have a Tantrum. But it's also really good with Talk to the Hand and Mental Fortress. I'm gonna give it a shot. And I need some potions here. So let's get a Swift Potion, Block Potion, or Bottled Miracle. I think we want a... I mean, Bottled Miracle goes well with Swift Potion because we draw 6 cards, but we can get 4 energy first. But Block Potion is just nice and safe. Let's move on. We take a question mark here. Secret Portal. Before you is a sight that seems out of place in the alien landscape around you. Strangely placed into one of the living walls of the beyond is an enclosed stone entrance filled with a swirling magical portal. You aren't sure where it leads, but maybe it could speed your journey through the Spire. So we could just fight the boss right now. I don't like that idea. I'd like to get stronger. Careful and cautious seems the better approach for reaching the top of the Spire. Ignoring the portal, you continue on. Yikes, no, I don't want to do that. Plus, then we couldn't fight the heart, because we don't have any of the keys. Okay, let's... We can do Establishment, Meditate. We are blocked for 10, so let's Judgment, Like Water, Establishment, not Consecrate, because then we'll take damage, and then Meditate. So we'll get Judgment back, and that's pretty good here. So if we attack this, we'll take 12 damage. We can block some of it. But then we could Judge. Let's just play Like Water. Wave of the Hand. Judge for 0 damage. I would really love to get another Meditate. But we got Orichalcum block, plus Threaded Needle block, plus Like Water block, so that gave them 3 weak. I think we're gonna have to take some damage to win this fight, aren't we? Or maybe we do a big turn where we just play a block potion and kill them a bunch with Wrath? That might be good. I mean, we could wait. If we could get them below... So that would kill that one. And we are fully blocked for it. I think that seems like a good idea. This would also bring us down to 0. So I'm trying to think what if we just... Here's the thing, these things never increase their strength. This is a slow strategy, but it's guaranteed. So now they're both below 40 health, and we just click the end turn button until we get Judgment again. It's gonna take a while, and if we can block for a lot, like, we'll do it. So like we get 12 block. No, honestly. Let's just scry things that... Let's just scry away our deck. We like Insight, it draws cards. Let's just stay on calm. And chill. Because we block for 22 for free. and they can attack for a maximum of 18. Then we block for more than that for free. So we are very safe. We don't have any good way to kill them, except Judgment. We could take a lot of damage to do it, or we could just wait for Judgment. I don't know why I'm playing cards that aren't Judgment. Okay, now we could start drawing Judgment. We have blocked for a bunch. Oh, we have Calipers, actually. So we could just block for a bunch and then murder them. So Calipers is going to be pretty good. Because we're gaining 17 block every turn, and we only lose 15. So maybe we just hit them a little bit, right? So we'll take 12 there. Do that. We'll get rid of 2 of them, but we'll draw the defend, because if we drew Judgment this turn with 0 energy, we would be very sad. Alright, I'm ready to draw Judgment. Scry first. These aren't Judgment. Not Judgment. So they just keep buffing their thorns, so attacking gets worse and worse, but we have a Judgment. Cool, that's a safe way to play that fight. Sands of Time is interesting. It's a big attack, and we just don't have any of those. We have Judgment against small stuff, but we don't have any good big attacks. Take another Crush Joints, take a Consecrate. How is this deck going to kill the Heart? That's a real question. I guess we just need to talk to the hand and Tantrum and Wave of the Hand and just do standard Watcher stuff. Just do a bunch of damage with Strength. I suppose Meditate. We need another Meditate. I would love another Meditate. Sands of Time is a good one to meditate, kinda. Because it's 26, but it's actually 28. And then in Wrath, it's actually 56. And then in Wrath and Vulnerable, it's actually, I don't know, 75 plus 3, so 78. That's 10% of the Heart's health if we get perfect conditions. I think we need a big attack. And it'll be good against Giant Head. Okay, Study. Rush down, defend, Flurry of Blows, and Strike. So, we got Sands of Time turn 1, so we can just hold it until a big turn. Ooh, this is exciting. Okay. Scry a little bit. I'll keep a Like Water. I'll keep an Evaluate, maybe? So, now we're gonna play Tantrum, and that'll draw some cards. And we get the Flurry of Blows back, and that blocks a bunch. And now we get Tantrum again to deal 60 damage, or we could just play a Power. But this also shovels Tantrum back into our deck. And we are fully blocked. I think that's better than a Power or an extra Insight in our deck. Also, we have Study, so it's adding an Insight into our deck every turn. Study was the power we were given from Enchiridion. Alright. Let's get to work. I'll take an Eruption, yeah, because then I can Tranquility Erupt. And I can Flurry of Blows, and that's going to be just a way to play and draw a lot of cards to do hopefully a big turn with all these slow stacks. Let's draw some cards. Ooh. Crush Joints. So this deals 142 right now. Plus 75. Or 61. No, 75 is more than 61. This doesn't even deal any damage. But we could keep this for next turn. This deals more than 56 damage together. So let's do this one, because it deals less than Tantrum. Oh, right, we have Nunchaku. Okay. 75 or more than 75. So I'll deal 75, and then we could just deal 159, and that's pretty close. Let's deal 28 3 times, and this will still be pretty good next turn. Well, hold on. If we draw damage next turn, I think leaving it at 1 health is pretty okay. And if we don't draw damage next turn, then we can probably get an attack. Hey, look, we got it. Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill into your deck, upgrade it. It's a little late to get another egg, but it's still nice if we pick up more skills, and Regen Potion. Really nice in long fights. Establishment we already have. Fasting, I've talked about why that's kind of risky with Clockwork Souvenir, because the toughest fight, the heart, is going to debuff us on turn 1. So if we don't use this on turn 1, it's no good. Plus, we could get a potion that we use Clockwork Souvenir for. So, nah. Talk to the Hand is really good. Let's upgrade something. Let's upgrade Wave of the Hand. Applies a lot more weak. That's good. And I think we can fight some extra elites here. Establishment on turn 1. Hey. Alright. We are going to take a little bit of damage here. We could draw a bunch of cards. Just to block 4, though. I'm okay taking 4 damage. We don't need to play this turn, because it's going to cost 0 soon anyway, so we might as well save it for a turn where we have Wrath. Okay, time for Talk to the Hand to really pop off. So... do we want Like Water? No, we want Wave of the Hand to deal extra weak. So... I haven't really talked about Talk to the Hand, have I? I love Talk to the Hand. It's an attack. Sorry, I've played the game so much, I'm just like, oh, I love this card, but I haven't played it on YouTube forever, so let's talk about Talk to the Hand. Attack. Deal 7 damage. Whenever you attack this enemy, gain 3 block, exhaust. So we play it on this enemy. Now, whenever we attack it, we get blocked, so Flurry of Blows will block for us. Smite will block 3 for us. Sands of Time would block for us, but I think we'd rather just play Protect. Alternative solution would just be take 3 damage, play Like Water, save Protect. I'm okay taking 3 damage to make sure we can keep blocking. This fight can go on for a lot of turns. Alright, cool. It's not doing anything to us this turn, so let's Vigilance. Flurry, Strike. Oops. That gave an extra energy. I'm not sure if we wanted, but if we get a lot of block, we can start keeping block with Calipers. So we have more than 15 block at the end of our turn, so we get to start with 9 block next turn. Alright, we have Rushdown, so going into Tantrum will draw us a bunch of cards, and we can block for a bunch, but it's still kind of a risk. But Tantrum does block for 9. And if we do Mental Fortress, it blocks for 13. So the question is, if we can't leave Wrath, can we block for 66 damage this turn? Those aren't ways to leave Wrath. Those are ways to block more in Wrath, but I don't think we care about those right now. So now, things we could draw that would help us out are Meditate, Tranquility, kind of Vault. Vault kind of helps. And we can block for 12 here, plus 16, plus... yeah, we can block for a bunch. Well, let's give it a shot. See what we get. We get Vault. We've already blocked for a ton this turn now, and we can block for the rest. Those don't leave Wrath. That blocks for a lot. It blocks for 3 normally, but since we're in Wrath, it blocks for 12. So we're at 47. We're at 53, and 65, and those last 2 will get us up there, so we'll save Sands of Time. Exactly 67 block. Alright, this turn we can deal a bunch of damage to it. So 24 plus Vulnerable, then 56, so 78, we did the math before. And then these deal 70 damage, but that's actually 100 damage. Yeah, we're good here. Okay. A little bit of math there, a little bit of math there, but we get a speed potion, which is going to be really nice. I think we want to save that for a heart fight, because with 10 dexterity, calipers can just start blocking for a bunch. Let's save the regen potion. Would I rather draw 6 cards when I really need it, or block when I really need it? Look at these cards. Mental Fortress Plus is just going to let us block a bunch more. We already have a couple of them. Do we want to just draw cards? We might want to just draw cards when we're in Wrath. We already have 2 copies of Mental Fortress, and like, it's good, and it gives us block when we enter Wrath, but do we want to draw cards that help us leave Wrath when we enter Wrath? I think that might be better. It's tough. 6 block every time you change stances is so much, though. Okay, let's definitely take Pen then. Since we didn't take card draw, let's keep Swift Potion. We took block instead of card draw there, so let's keep the card draw and get rid of the block there. Alright, this is a Sapphire key. Sorry, Lantern. This is a Super Elite, so a green key. And that last... So one of these campfires is going to be a red key. Alright, what do we got here? Establishment. Talk to the hand is nice. Let's see what we draw here. Let's get Vault the following turn so we can Consecrate now. So we can just Judgment to make the Consecrate do slightly more damage. Okay, so we take 2 damage here. I'm okay with that. This is a long fight, so we could get Regen Potion, but our health is good. And I think we'll be able to kill this before it gets too scary. Let's shuffle Tantrum into our deck. And Erupt. And take another turn. It's not attacking, so we can just do a bunch of damage here. Alright, let's Scry. Get some powers. I like powers. They don't leave Wrath, but they're tasty. So 14 times 4 or 33. This steals less, so we want to save it for slow. We want both of these retained, so we're going to save those for next turn, especially since we're ending our turn in Wrath. We are going to keep a little bit of block from Calipers. We keep 8, I guess. Ooh, awesome. It is not doing anything, so we're just going to do bop, 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 and a strike for 20 damage. No need to play the Tranquility, because we can save it for later. Well, we could play it just to start stacking up Calipers block, but I think we're okay. Let us halt. Let us evaluate. We don't have Rushdown, so playing Tantrum will not draw us cards. Our next attack does double damage, which to me is a good reason not to leave Wrath. Even though Tranquility is cool. Then again, slow stacks do more than double damage eventually. I don't know. Do we want to get, like, keep a little bit of Calipers block? Nah. I think we can block super well in this fight when we want to. Like... Yeah, okay, this is the dream. So we're just going to play a bunch of cards to get Tantrum real big. And then we can carve Reality, then we can probably Establish, right? Yeah. 50 damage is not a huge amount against this enemy. Let's get back a... What do we want to get back? Probably card draw, especially because Establishment makes it cost 0. And... just take a big block card. So now we get to start with 46 block thanks to Calipers, and it only gets better from here. Alright, let's start with a power, then Flurry of Blows. Let's play Perseverance, just because it's cheap. And Tantrum. That. So, this fight is over. We have definitely killed it. Let's just a question of how many attacks we want to play, and the answer for Nunchaku and Pin Nib, we want Pin Nib, I guess, high, maybe not close to, maybe not the top. If we get Pin Nib to 8, so that would be 3 more attacks. So 1, 2, yep, 2, and then Pin Nib at 8. If we have Pin Nib at 9, our next attack will be double, but we want our first attack to be like entering Wrath, so then our second attack next fight will be in Wrath, so that it's doubled from that, and it's doubled from Pin Nib. So that's the dream. Ancient Tea Set. So after a rest site, we get extra energy on the first turn, and it's really, I don't know if there's such a thing as too many talk to the hand. Devotion. Okay. So we're getting a big attack on turn 1. We did not get a potion after our last fight, so our potion chance is kind of high. What do we even want on turn 1? Bowling Bash is good. Let's scry some cards. Judgment is good. Judgment instantly kills that big one. Eruption, Halt, and then we can kill one of those. Yeah, I think this is a good hand to draw. Okay, so Judgment for the 30... no, Judgment for the big one, maybe? We could just wait on the big one. Okay, so 6 plus 11 plus 12, so that's 13, so that's 29. Hold on, wait, 11 plus 18, yeah, 29. So we can deal 29 with Eruption and Flurry of Blows. And then we'll block for 12. So 12 plus 7 is 19, 23, so we can... if we could kill that one, it'd be good. Or if we don't go into Wrath, we could just Judgment, Halt, and defend, so that's 5, 8, 15, 19. That does not fully block this turn. We'd like to fully block this turn, I think. So that means using Judgment on one of them. Probably the higher health one. And we'll just deal with that one later. And even if we go into Wrath, we can block for 22 damage, right? That blocks for 12, 19, 23. Yep. So let's get this thing pretty long. Oh, right. We get Pin Nib. Silly me. All that time. Let's just carve Reality then. We don't even need to go into Wrath. This will bring us up to 14 block, which with Calipers does nothing. But it's fun. Do we want to use up Tranquility just to put a Tantrum in our draw pile? I don't think so, right? Let's keep Tranquility. Hold on, Tantrum does 15, then 28, and another 14. So 28 plus 14 is going to be 42. Plus 15 is going to be 57. Plus 56 is going to be plenty. And that leaves these at okay numbers. Let's just kill it. Oh yeah, we get a Flurry of Blows as well. We're not going to kill it without triggering Nunchaku, unfortunately. 8-plated armor is very nice. Follow-up could be good. With 3 Talk to the Hands, follow-up just lets us trigger that for free, but so it's a 0 energy attack, basically. But 0 energy cards require card draw. We have some card draw. I'll take it. We can fight another elite here. Let's do it. So Battle Hymn is nice. we'll just be able to save up and eventually blast it all at once. I think we definitely want to use Essence of Steel here. This is a scary fight. If we don't block at all this turn, we'll block for 18. So let's go strike, then talk to the hand, then wave of the hand. So we will take a little bit from decay. That's unfortunate, but it's how life is sometimes. Oh, but they're weakened. Right, because wave of the hand and then plated armor. And also Orichalcum, so they all got 4 weak. And that was my plan the whole time. And then I forgot it instantly as soon as I just had started doing it. So... this turn is a little spooky. Let's start killing one of the 18 damage ones. So that's 25 exactly, so that'll do it. I mean, Tantrum is good on that. But I don't know if we want to go into Tantrum right now. Sorry, Tantrum, you're super good. Well, we could rush down Tantrum. And then we draw the talk to the hand, but then we would be out of energy. And we wouldn't be able to... we wouldn't be playing Smite to kill a thing. Yeah, I think we just want to talk to the hand here. Sorry, Tantrum. So that's a pretty good block right there. We gotta do that, right? And we definitely want to do that. And that's pretty good. And... do we want to block for 5? Or get a power? We want to block for 5. We're getting attacked a bunch here. We're getting attacked for 36, 45. I kind of want a regen potion here, but I also kind of want to do it on the boss, because it'll be a longer fight, and I think we can survive till then without doing it now. Might be a little cocky, but I think we can make it work. Okay. So that's 56 damage. Where are our ways to enter Calm? We could just go Tantrum into Vault. It's a little risky, but we keep the Sands of Time and the Smite. And I think, honestly, staying in this fight is risky. If it goes badly, we can easily kill that little one next turn with a Smite. And if it goes well... so we're keeping 13 block. If it goes well, we'll just kill this thing this turn. So what do we got? We're not killing that this turn, and we do not get to leave Wrath. But, you know, we've only got 3 cards that do that, and I made the choice to be in this position. So... we want to do a Smite to kill that. Strike blocks for more than defend because of this whole thing we got going on here. So we're blocked for 23 already. So we can make that 35, and then if we... let's just scry. And then the following turn we'll get a couple attacks, we can do a big turn. So defend, strike blocks for 11, protect blocks for 12. I think dealing 16 damage is pretty useful here. So we take 4. That's not so bad. And it is not attacking this turn, so we get a little extra energy from Nunchuck. And let's finish the fight. Cool. Potion Belt, really good. So we're just going to save all our gold, and the Act 4 shop, we're going to use Courier and Membership Card and Potion Belt to just fill up with good potions. Windmill Strike is not normally great, but we could retain it for a bunch of turns. This blocks, and it does front-loaded block, but we have a lot of block. This scales really well with Strength. Honestly, we don't have any good ways to deal damage. This also works really well with Talk to the Hand, so I'm interested in Ragnarok. last upgrade now. We can pantograph. You know what? Let's recall now. Let's see how this hallway fight treats us. If this hallway fight goes well, we can upgrade here. If not, like, we could heal. Okay, we're up against Transient. And we got Talk to the Hand. Okay, we got a really good opening hand for Transient. So Transient, as long as you can deal a bunch of damage to it every turn, you're not worried. We have... So being in Wrath as Watcher is totally fine. You can just end every turn in Wrath because you can just reduce all the damage. Yeah. We'll just follow up. We'll draw a Wave of the Hand this turn so that we can have Tantrum next turn. This should be an easy fight. Could be an easy fight to regen pot, but we're not going to do that. Attacked for 100 damage. Oh no. But we can do... But if we do 50 damage, it lose. So 24 plus... Yeah. So we can scry. Those are good. So let's make it vulnerable. And shuffle Tantrum into our deck again. So we've dealt 69 damage to it this turn. Nice. And we're going to keep some block from Calipers. That's going to be good. That Plated Armor from Threaded Needle, a great relic, is just going to keep building up. So we have to deal 60 damage this turn. Shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. And let's get some cards back. I like Crush Joints for the vulnerable and Follow Up. No, I like Cut Through Fate. No, I like Carve Reality. Because Carve Reality helps us out the following turn. Alright. Let's make it vulnerable. Let's enter Wrath. Let's Flurry of Blows. Let's enter Calm. Let's enter Wrath. Well, let's Flurry of Blows first, then let's enter Wrath. I wonder if we could possibly kill it this turn. Then let's Flurry of Blows, because whenever we change stances, we get this back. Then let's go ahead and talk to that hand. So let's Carve Reality, get another Smite in our hand. I don't think we're going to have any chance of killing it next turn, but we did a good try. Now we got to decide whether we want to have... what numbers we want to have Nunchaku and Pin Nib at. We could just Tranquility and leave this at 9. We are already fully blocked this turn. We could even just vault and chill. Lose a little more block. That's not a good option. But I think I'd rather have Pin Nib high and Nunchaku low. Extra energy. So next up is the boss fight. I'd rather get more energy sooner and a bigger attack later. So let's just chill. Thanks, Calipers. Awesome. Alright, I think we'll do good against the heart, as long as we get all those great Talk to the Hands in play. Hey, speak of Talk to the Hand. I like Talk to the Hand. Okay, so we're going to be at 51 health for this boss fight, thanks to Pantograph. Shout out to Pantograph, great relic. Duvu we've taken some risks for Duvu, but we've built a big deck so that we don't draw the curses too often. And a big deck means we can have a lot of powers, and we can also have a lot of things like Talk to the Hand. Talk to the Hand is kind of a power, because, you know, like a power, it's, you know, this just gives you 6 block whenever you play a certain card for the rest of the fight. This gives you 3 block whenever you play a certain card at the rest of the fight. And they're both good. Let's upgrade. That's not a good upgrade. We'd like it if it draws more cards. Let's upgrade an Establishment. Reducing costs from turn 1 seems pretty good. Or it's a Mental Fortress. Mental Fortress is always good. I'd like to give a big shout out to Molten Egg, by the way, for making sure that every single one of these Talk to the Hands we've added to our deck, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all upgraded. The unupgraded is deal like 5 or 6 damage, and when you attack it gain 2 block. 3 is a number much bigger than 2 here. That's Establishment. Mental Fortress, sweet. Okay. I don't think, well, we don't play either of these. Are we worried about dying in this fight? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is let's drink the regen potion. We're going to fill up on potions at the next store anyway. Let's use this one to make sure we beat this boss fight. But I'm saving the dex potion. Okay, so we're going to have to use some Talk to the Hands to get through those artifact charges, which is unfortunate. But the only other way to do it is going to be with Wave of the Hand. Man, this deck is very handsy. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that. Alright. You know what? Maybe we should have used our dex potion in this fight after all. But we used regen. I think that'll get us a good long while. Okay, we could do Mental Fortress, Vigilance, Meditate. We definitely want to meditate. I don't think we care that much. I mean, taking off an artifact charge is nice, but I think it's all about just reducing damage. We are fully blocked, but meditate is super crucial here. I mean, meditate doesn't block, but I would rather have 2 of these cards back, I think. I want to get a Tantrum and a Vigilance. So then we can enter and leave Wrath pretty easily. Alright, we've got a bunch of powers set up. I think we're in a good spot. Okay. Vault is going to be really nice with all this energy, because we can use it to block a bunch and not get attacked. So, Calipers is doing good work for us here. So even if it was 32 times 2, we could totally block for what we need here, but we're not going to. Whenever we switch stances, we gain 10 block. So we're going to Tantrum, Carve Reality, Smite for 56, tasty, tasty, and go back into Tranquility to protect that precious Calipers block with not taking a bunch of damage, is the way we'll do that. 66 block for 66 health. Perfectly balanced. Now that regen pot is getting us back up to full here. We have 2 more Talk to the Hands on the deck. We'll get rid of that artifact charge. Shame to do it that way, but we are still more than fully blocked. We do lose our Calipers here. But we lose our Calipers just in time to get to the top of our health bar with regen and start using it again. So let's Talk to the Hand. Let's Bowling Bash. Let's cut through that fate. Yeah, we'll save an Insight, because that retains, which is great. We'll just play 2 of these. We'll take a bit of damage. So, Regen Potion has healed us for about 50 health so far. 49, I guess. Our current health is 62. I just want to compare those 2 numbers. For where if we hadn't played Regen Pot, we would be at 13 health right now. Maybe we'd be fine, but I didn't want to test it. Let's wave those hands and apply a bunch of weak to everything. Do we care about Judgment here to kill that? Oh my goodness, we might. Yeah, Judgment kills here. It is very rare that you play Judgment later in the game. Alright, let's draw a couple of cards. If we leave Calm, we take a bunch of extra damage. But also, we can... So it'd be 38 times 2, but also leaving Calm will block for 18, so 28. So then we'd take 48 damage maximum. That's fine. Also, if we rush down, we probably get a follow-up here. And this blocks for a bunch. And now this is weak. Okay. So let's judge you. Then we can talk to the hand. Then we can follow up for big damage. Then we can Sands of Time for big damage. Then we can cut through Fate, and we can take a Tantrum, which is 0 cost thanks to Establishment much earlier in the fight, and block for 12 more. So now we are completely blocked. So we actually could have survived without playing the Regen Potion, but the thing is, you don't know until it's pretty late. Alright, we are not going to keep Nunchaku at 9. But we can get them up a little higher, so let's wait to draw one more attack. And make it a zillion weak, because why not? Alright, 22 damage, this is perfect, we can get 2 more attacks in play. And that's the fight. To thump, to thump. 1,000 damage to the heart. Have I been here before? Large door is revealed. Alright, upgrade time. What do we want? What do we want to upgrade? Upgrade a Tantrum, upgrade a Vigilance. Upgrade a Perseverance is too slow. We gain a ton of block from Mental Fortresses and all these other stuff. Maybe we just need more and better card draw. Because we're really powerful once we get set up, but we're really weak until we get there. Maybe we upgrade a Third Eye to block a little more and scry a little more. Because once we get all these powers set up on the heart, I'm not scared at all, right? I'm only worried about the first few turns. So I think, and it's going to be weird, but I think we upgrade a card that actually doesn't matter that much later on, because scrying 5 just helps us get to the useful stuff sooner. Super weird. It feels super weird to make that choice. Oh my goodness. Okay, we could... Oh my god, there's some super good stuff here. A bunch of strength is really good. I mean, none of these cards... Bag of Prep is amazing. Bag of Prep might be better than 2 potions. Because we're just trying to get our stuff in play, and Bag of Prep helps us do that really fast. Bottled Tornado is good. We could put a nice power in our hand on turn 1, but frankly the power we most want to play on turn 1 is Talk to the Hand. Let's just get a bunch of potions. 2 Artifact is interesting. Let's see what this gives us. 10 max HP I'm interested in, but playing a bunch of attacks could be good too. This scries a bunch. And draws a card, but it also is a card, so it makes our deck bigger. So we could get these 2, and that's gonna be 90, exactly 100. So we could buy those and this. But do we want 10 more max HP, or do we want better? I think we want 2 smaller potions. Yeah, Dex Potion. So Clockwork Souvenir is only going to work on one of these, unless we bought the Ancient Potion. Or we could use one of them against the elites, and then one of them against the heart. I think 10 Dexterity against each enemy is going to be plenty. You know what? You're so desperate, Cut Through Fate Plus. I respect that. You just really want to be in our deck, and you're a good card. Who's a good card? Yes, you are. Well, we can Establishment. Let's... Attack Potion can draw us cards. Let's see what it gets. It does draw us cards. We could also talk to the hand. We don't have any skills, so we can't use Crush Joints. So we can't. use that. Let's cut through fate. Oh wait, we get 2 copies of it because we have Sacred Bark, of course. So we actually could have used talk to the hand and then talk to the hand. Why didn't I trust the hand? Okay, Wave of the Hand is nice. And then we'll drop Perseverance with the other one. Okay. We'll apply weak with our plated armor, so we don't have to crush joints quite yet. We might want to tantrum the following turn. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, so now we Perseverance. This is double damage. Is that nice? That can be nice. Or we could just play 4 powers. We don't really need another copy of Establishment, we already have one. We could get 2 more copies of another attack, but like we're only taking 1 damage here. We always play these 2, and then it's a matter of 12 damage or more block forever. More block forever. So let's take 1 damage. No, sorry, we make it weak, so we take 0 damage. Why do I forget these things so much? So if we change stances, we get 10 block, but they also deal 34 more damage, which is kind of gouchy. I want another talk to the. I want to talk to the hand in play now. So give me some block. So now if we tantrum, it gives us 9 block at least. I don't really want to draw this tantrum. I'm not going to play the defend. What do I even want to draw here? I guess I want to draw Tranquility. Or Meditate. Meditate also does it. So Meditate will activate our Like Water, it'll activate our Mental Fortress. That blocks for about as much as we can block for this turn. We can get the Tantrum back, and we can get a Wave of the Hand back, because their weak is going to wear off, or we could get a Cut Through Fate and just draw a bunch of cards. I think weak is really crucial. So we'll take a little bit of damage here. They tried to hit us, but we lose it. You know, maybe I should have used one of these dex pots at the start of the fight. But I just wanted to be edgy and fresh. Alright, let's use an attack potion. Let's see if we can get some card draw here. 2 copies of Tantrum is... So they're 9 block each. Or there's Flying Sleeves, which is 8 block each. If we play 1 Tantrum and a Mental Fortress, yeah, but 51 damage is a lot. But it's actually not as much when we're facing it. It's only going to be like 35. 34. Yeah, 34 damage. But then it's actually 68. But then they're weak, so... reduced by 25%. 34 is actually... Yikes. Okay, so... 8.5... So 34 minus 9 is going to be 25. So then 25 doubled is 50. So it's attack for 50 damage, and then this one will go up to 7. Okay, so it's attacking for 5 times 2. It's going to be reduced to 3 times 2. Yeah, reduced to 3 times 2, but then doubled to 6 times 2. That's not a big deal. So can we block for 60 this turn if we do a bunch of tantruming? Honestly, I think so. Let's make them weak many times forever. And then take a Mental Fortress for 4 more block. Okay. Should have played Flurry of Blows first, but we get a bunch of block here. And... cool. And we can just kill that one, and that will turn us around. And we are already fully blocked, but let's get calipers in play. Awesome. That was a bit of a interesting turn. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. We're fine. It can't hurt us anymore. So what do we want to end at? We want Nunchaku at like 9. That's probably not going to happen. I don't think... Wait. 30 damage. Yeah. Nunchaku at 9 with Judgment. Perfect. Alright, Eternal Feather is useless. Flex Potion. Oh man, if we had bought that Artifact Potion, we could have played both of these permanently for the rest of the fight. Is that... I think that's better than Bag of Preparation. Scrying is good. Alright, we only get one of these permanently. I think we want the Tindex permanently because Calipers is good. So 10 dex permanently. We will get 4 strength permanently. So now we're going to play some cards to take a little damage. Well, no we're not. We're going to defend, talk to the hand, play some powers. Let's gain Mantra at the start of our turn, why not? And we'll retain that Protect. And we even get to do a little... Nope, 0 Calipers value on turn 1. Okay, so we're doing very well here. Let's start with Protect. Mental Fortress. Let's do Eruption. We could get that Void out of the way. Or we could block for slightly more. Let's get that Void out of our deck. Seems pretty good. So now we can gain 44 block, enter Calm, get that damage deck down to 60. So we'll take 13. No, sorry, we'll take 9. Yeesh. I don't do any of the math, do I? That's okay. Y'all still love me, right? Okay. So we're being attacked for 36, but we're going to make it weak, so... Play that first so we don't take damage from plan stuff. A block for 11 right now, or block for 7 right now, and more over time. That seems easy. We're only being attacked for 24. So, 20. And let's get some stuff back. We'll take a tiny bit of damage here. That's okay. Let's get another Wave of the Hand, get a ton of weak going. Let's get our Cut Through Fate back. Get some card draw going. 2 times 12. Not a problem. We will lose that Plated Armor. Rest in peace, Plated Armor. You did your job. The fight is over now. We have got too many powers in play. Too much dexterity. Too much strength. And we're just going to start doing big things. 6 Talk to the Hand. Do I want another Talk to the Hand this turn, or do I want to just Ragnarok and gain 36 block? Let's draw that wound. Let's get that wound out of our deck. Ragnarok is going to be with Pin Nib, which I totally planned and didn't just happen coincidentally. So let's deal 144 damage. I swear this game has been the best thing for my like basic math skills since like middle school math club. We're being attacked for 36 again. Oh, it does have a... It has two artifact on it. But if it has artifact, my Talk to the Hands don't do anything yet. By the way, I think the one card that would have been like the best possible thing for this deck, we didn't get it, is a second copy of Meditate Plus. So if you have 2 copies of Meditate Plus, You play the first copy, you get some stuff, you retain it. With Establishment, it costs less. Then when you draw the second copy, you can get the first copy back. So every turn, if you wanted, you could just like get Tantrum and Meditate Plus. So every single, or no, you could get Eruption and Meditate Plus. So just, they would both cost 0. So you just start with 2 extra energy and 2 extra energy every turn. You get to swap stances at the start and end of every turn. It's beautiful. Or you could get Meditate and Draw, or you can get Meditate and Vault. So many great things you can do if you have 2 Meditate Plus, especially if you have an Establishment. This deck has been plenty good to us, and just saying, if we wanted to like really take it to the next level, that's what we'd do. Yikes, we're in Divinity. When did that happen? I mean, it happened when we took a bunch of turns with the Devotion power. Okay, well, let's deal a bunch of damage. Let's draw some cards. Ooh, Rushdown is nice. Deal a bunch of damage. We have a lot of energy. Let's scry a little more. Do we want to apply Vulnerable? I mean, it does get rid of an artifact charge, but only if we draw a skill. We don't need follow-up. We have enough energy. Oh, and third eye. Perfect. Okay, so let's carve Reality. We're not going to use the Strength Potion this turn because we're already going to do enough damage. So if we go into Wrath here, it is going to go from 3 times 12 to 6 times 12, which is 96 damage. I think we can block for 96, or close enough to it. Okay, draw me some cards. Flurry of Blows, awesome. Now we get a skill. We can get not Judgment. I'll take another Tantrum. I'll take a Talk to the Hand. I'll take another Third Eye. Bowling Bash is just a strike plus, and Judgment is not how we're planning to kill the heart this fight. See? Told you we could block for 96. So we'll do that. And it cannot take any more damage, but I think it would be nice to shuffle a Wrath into our draw pile and gain a bunch more block with Calipers. Let's save that Pin Nib charge for next turn. And the fight is looking pretty good. It can take 300 damage this turn, so let's just blast it. 76 times 3. That seems good, right? Yikes. So we have 16 strength. How does it 76 times 3? So we have 16 strength. Tantrum normally does. So it's Tantrum plus. So it's 3 damage 4 times. So instead of 3, 6 plus 16, it's 19 4 times. But since we're in Wrath, it's 38 4 times. But since we have Pin Nib, it's 76 4 times. So, cool, I guess. Good fight. Alright. So, man. Talk to the Hand and Wave of the Hand were very, very handy. But yeah, so that is what a good Watcher deck looks like. There are a lot of good Watcher decks that just have a lot of those cards. And the great thing about a good Watcher deck is like you don't have to commit specifically to one synergy. You just take a lot of good cards. And oh, that was a fun one. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I think we get an unlock here. 1578. Look, we're ready for the next unlock. What do we get? Ooh, these are exciting cards. So Foresight is the simplest here. At the start of your turn, scry 3, so it's just a power. You spend 1 card and 1 energy, and in exchange, you get to get better cards in the future. It's pretty good, especially when you have other things that synergize with scry. It would be good, for example, if you had Duvu and you never wanted to draw curses. Spirit Shield, gain 3 block for each card in your hand. So if you have, that's really nice with the retain mechanic, because if you're retaining like 4 cards and then you draw 5 cards, play Spirit Shield with the remaining 8 cards in your hand, that's 24 block for 2 energy. One interesting thing to note is that if you have Dexterity with this, it applies at the end, Because if you had like 2 dexterity, gain 5 block for each card in your hand would be a huge upgrade, but actually it would just be gain 3 block for each card in your hand plus 2. So to clarify, if you have 8 cards and you play this with 2 dexterity, you get 24 plus 2 is 26, not 3 plus 5 times 8. I think you get it. And then finally, Wish. Wish is such a weird, funky card, and I understand why you have to unlock it, because they don't want to give this to you when you first start playing the game. So you choose one 3 energy card, 3 energy skill that exhausts. You play it once. You either get 6 plated armor, 3 strength, or 25 gold. So 6 plated armor, remember, thread and needle, 4 plated armor, pretty good. 6 is a lot of block every turn. Like, it's not a ton. You can get, like, there's an ironclad card, metallicized, that is just 3 block every turn. And, you know, spending 3 times the energy for double the effect, it's okay. It's still pretty good. 3 strength. You know, you wouldn't pay 3 energy for 3 strength on other characters. Like, Ironclad will pay, like, 1 energy for 3 strength. But here's the thing. Ironclad can't go into Wrath and Divinity. So on Watcher, like, you have things like Tantrum that attack multiple times, and you can be in Wrath or Divinity. So a little bit of strength goes a long way on Watcher. Or 25 gold, and that's the most exciting one, because you can say, I think I'm doing so well in this fight that I can spend 3 energy playing a card that does nothing, but I think it'll help me at the shop in the future, and I love Wish, because you get to be so greedy. So I'm very excited to have Wish. Thank you so much for watching. I had a great time with the run, and I will catch you next time on Slay the Spire.